Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome back to my video. So let me introduce myself. My name is Reski. I am from Class C English Education Study Program. My ID number is 10121366. Faculty of Teacher Training and Education at the University of Sulawesi Barat. So here I will explain about the PowerPoint that I made about novel whose title is Sister Carrie by Theodore Dreiser, which is American literature in 1900. Right? First of all, I will explain the biography of the author. So the biography of Theodore Dreiser is Theodore Hermann Albert Dreiser was an American novelist and journalist of the Naturalist School. He was born in August 27 in 1871 in Terre Haute, Indiana, US, and is dead December 28 in 1945 in Hollywood, California. And his age is 74. His occupation was novelist spouse was Sarah Osborne White. In 1898, September in 1909, and Helen Pages Richardson in 1944. He had relatives called Dreiser or brother. Dreiser was born in Terre Haute, Indiana, to John Paul Dreiser and Sarah Maria or Nee Skena. John Dreiser was a German immigrant from Mayen in the Rhine province of Prussia, and Sarah was from the Mennonite farming community near Dayton, Ohio. Theodore was the 12th of 13 children, the 9th of the 10 survived. So for the next, personal life of the author. So Theodore Dreiser was an American journalist and novelist who has one of the leading literary figures to employ naturalism in his writings. His intense and real-life portrayals of characters whose lives were considered immoral pitted him against the forces of censorship. His characters were often guilty of sexual improprieties like infidelity and prostitution. But the American public felt his portrayals were far too sympathetic. Public discussion of sexual matters were taboo in his day, especially those of an immoral nature. The conservative Lester will pass his death, as Dreiser did not live to see many of his novels published in their original form. Sister Carrie in 1900 has not published in its entirety until 1981. It was the story of a young girl who had to illicit sexual relationship. It's an American tragedy published in 1925, would later come to be considered a landmark work in American fiction, even though it was penned in Boston in 1927. The novel dealt with the apparent episodes of religious fundamentalism and the extreme in individualism and money worship that is presented as the American dream. He employed a variety of religious few points in his works which dealt with a conflict between religious and materialistic points of view, including evangelicalism, Quakerism, Hinduism, and Buddhism. Okay, the other literary works of Ritter is Dreiser has a lot of literary works, not only novels but also poetry and non-fiction stories. So, in 1892, Dreiser began working as a reporter and drama critic for newspapers in Chicago, St. Louis, Toledo, Pittsburgh, and New York. During this period, he published his first work of fiction, The Return of Genius, which appeared in the Chicago Globe under the name Carl Dreiser. In 1895, he wrote articles for magazines. He wrote articles about whites such as Nathaniel Hawthorne, William Dean Howells, Israel Zangwill, and John Birch, and interviewed public figures such as Andrew Carnegie, Marcel Field, Thomas Edison, and Theodore Thomas. Other circus included Lillian Nordica, Emilia Earhart, Philip Emmer, and Alfred Stieglitz. Dreiser began editing magazines, several of which were aimed at female audience. As Daniel notes, he thus began to achieve financial independence. The synopsis of the story is Theodore Dreiser's first and perhaps most accessible novel. Sister Carrie is an epic of urban life, the story of an innocent heroine adrift in an indifferent city. When small-town girl Carrie Maver set out for Chicago, she is equipped with nothing but a few dollars, a certain unspoiled beauty and charm, and a pitiful lack of preparation for the complex moral forces she will face. Her story is one of struggle from sweet shop to state success, and of the love she embraces in a married man twice her age, whose obsession with her tree turns to destroying him. The similarity of the personal life and literary works of author. The similarity between the writer's personal life and his literary works is that both of them have the same story, namely moving to the city or Chicago in search of fame and fortune. Because both of them had a poor personal life, and then he moved to a city that was so hard in order to earn money or wealth. At the time, Theodore spent his youth moving from one place to another in the Midwest as the family tried desperately to rebuild itself independently. Financial. Dreiser uses one of his characters to show negative aspects and less for money. Dreiser tries to warn Carrie that she is taking the wrong part in life. And the difference of personal life and and literary works of the author. The main difference between literary movements is not the setting or theme or the works discussing an unsightly aspect of life often fall into the fight of vision of romantics, less often American realists, not only naturalists. This discrepancy is not limited to the desires to tell the truth. Rights of all difference claim it. The difference between them is not the degree of recognition for the individual which naturalists, realists, and romantics describe. The right to free choice in life. Next, analysis character. Sister Carrie tells the story of two characters. Carrie Weber, an ordinary girl who raised her from a low-paid wage earner to a high-paid actress, and Georgia Hertzwood, a member of the upper middle class who falls from his comfortable lifestyle to a life on the streets. Neither Carrie nor Hertzwood earn their wages through virtue or vice, but rather through random circumstance. Their success and virals have no moral folly. This stance marks Sister Carrie as a departure from the conventional literature of the period. She is young, beautiful, but poor, and she is full of ignorant and unrealistic fantasy to the better life in Chicago. After a short stay with her mayor sister Manny, she goes to live with Carlos George, a dreamer or salesman whom she meets on the train to Chicago without marrying him. Carrie is the central character of the novel, but in many ways she is no ordinary protagonist. She is not notably courageous, honest, intelligent, or unselfish. She is the result of the research to portray life as it is, sympathetically showing imperfect humanity in the uncertain world. Carrie has little influence over the events of the novel, and her action and decisions are for the most part passive. She is sent to Chicago by her parents, seduced by George, and adopted by Hertzwood. She does make a critical break from Hertzwood in New York, but by the time her fate has been decided. So the next, the analysis story. Sister this novel about a small town girl who runs away to the big city has been held as one of the greatest portraits of urban life in American literature. When Theodore Dreiser's epic first novel Stormland earned the literary science in 1900, it was a breath of fresh air in more ways than one. Celebrated for the vibrant and gritty realism of its portrayal of city life, Sister Carrie also gave the world an unforgettable heroine, thoroughly modern young woman who turned the traditional cautionary tale of the fallen woman on its head. When Carrie Weber runs away to Chicago, she has nothing to really on, but her beauty and there's determination to improve her life. She escapes working factory by becoming the mistress of first one man and then a more successful one, but ultimately leaves them behind for success and fame on the stage in New York. Long held as one of the best novels of the 20th century, Sister Carrie provides a panoramic view of the dynamic and relentless forces that still drive city life and American culture. Okay, for the last is the message of the story is like a woman who is able to adapt to her environment even though she lives in city that is so harsh. Through the discussion of conflict, I can see clearly how these impulses are able to direct humans to act according to what nature wants, which is of course contrary to the wishes of the main character in the novel. After doing the analysis, I come to the conclusion the humans will always fail in getting what they want. Humans will always be controlled by nature, and this is the main concern in works certain naturalist followers. That's all for the describe of my PowerPoint. I say thank you very much. Thanks for watching and see you again. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.